time for New Shoots, our look at local people and businesses making new and innovative moves in their lives and work. Thanks to lockdown, lots of people and businesses found themselves struggling to keep going. As a result, some had to change career altogether, and many businesses have had to adapt to new conditions in their markets. In recent months, we've seen a flurry of new startups, with many established operations moving into a whole new way of working. Many of you have been affected by this, and your local area might also be adapting to those changes in work and life. To get us started in our new series today, we're joined by James Harris of Motorhome Retrofits in Dorset. And for years, he ran and still runs Advanced In-Car Technologies, supplying and installing bespoke in-car electronics. Thanks to the pandemic, a new demand for updating and refreshing motorhomes emerged. James joins me now to speak about that. Hello, James.
How are you doing? All right?
Yes, I'm very well. I'm absolutely intrigued about what you do, because I did notice on Facebook various friends posting pictures of their camper vans and motorhomes. One of my friends invested, I can't even begin to say the figure out loud, a huge sum, but I guess...
It's a modern trend, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose is it the new sort of holiday home for the luxury end of the market?
Yeah, definitely. I think since the whole word staycationing has appeared, I think now people are spending more and more time utilising what we've got, and that's the whole of the UK to enjoy.
Indeed, absolutely. And let's just talk about the sorts of things that you do as part of this new business.
Yes, after 20 years or nearly 20 years of running Advanced In-Car, we had worked on so many motorhomes over the last few years, but the current building that we're in didn't and couldn't facilitate the bigger motorhomes. Some of them are turning up as 8 metres long. When we're working on their roof or inside, we didn't have the right facilities. So we had to make the most of what we were working with. We work on a nice close-knit business park, and a building opposite us came up for sale, and it was just perfect for what we needed. And then since we've been advertising the new website and sort of explaining to customers in the local counties and the local areas what we do, we've been inundated. We can't keep up.
And what you essentially do is pimp up vans and motorhomes, right? Yeah,
a lot of motorhomes. So even if it's a brand new one, and like you say, figures for these motorhomes have gone through the roof. You could spend upwards of £80,000 to £100,000 on a motorhome, but it doesn't mean to say that it's going to come with all of the modern technology or the mod cons that you are used to being at home. And one of them is Wi-Fi. We all use our phones, but nowadays we're in demand. And if you go onto a campsite, it's over-congested. If you're out off-grid camping, then you're reliant on the mobile phone signal. So we've stepped in and offered all of these mod cons and technology that you wouldn't get from the manufacturers.
Okay, so can you tell me what's perhaps the most extravagant thing you've had to fit?
Well, extravagant, not sure, but one of our biggest products at the moment is a full high-definition 360-degree camera system. Now, some of us have the luxury of having a reversing camera on our cars, but in the last few years, we have now a camera all round the sides. So we've worked with a distributor to build a 180-degree camera times 4, giving you 360 degrees, and the software then stitches all of the pictures together, and then on a nice high-definition monitor, you get absolutely brilliant aerial view shot of your motorhome. So now, see, my other half won't drive my motorhome. And I find that a lot of couples that turn up here to have work done simply say, no, I won't drive it. He does the driving. So now, since we've fitted the 360, and it's not a cheap bit of kit, but now means it gives you that confidence and reassurance to manoeuvre and drive on the motorways and dual carriageways, whether it's in the UK or abroad.
Oh, I can understand why that would be a great addition. You don't do them for VW Golfs, do you?
We do, yeah, we do.
I might be popping round soon. But James, we're talking about people developing different aspects of their business. Is this something that would have happened anyway, or has it been prompted by the pandemic?
I think it was well on its way. And I have to remind myself that we are very lucky. There's been a lot of loss and sadness with the pandemic in the last year and a half. And I think after 18 years, we've been through recessions. So we're not, it is not new to us, but to get in and focus on where we need to be to make sure that the business is future-proofed for the next 20 years. This is why we've taken this opportunity to work on an area that had a massive gap in the market. And there are lots of people that sell motorhomes, and there are lots of people that service them, but nobody wants to touch them in terms of upgrading technology. And as I said, with our recent presence in the marketplace, we've even been asked to fly out to the States to fit a 360-degree system as well. So we're getting quite a bit of interest.
Well, I love that, because it's clearly a sign for you that you're heading in the right direction. There is business to be had here, and you've spotted it and you're doing something about it. That sort of confidence must have made signing the contract when you took over another premises much easier, did it? Did you have the faith?
It doesn't mean to say that I don't go home worrying with the amount of mortgages around my neck, but I think it's more about I've got a team here of staff that it's not just my welfare and my monthly wages. I have to think about their careers, and it's important that we make the right decisions for Advanced In-Car and Motorhome Retrofits. And as a local employer, I think it's important that we do contribute to the economy, and if we can do that by thinking outside the box and how we can make money, then that's all provide a service. That's exactly what we've had to do. And Motorhome Retrofits was an ideal opportunity because, well, as we can see from the emails and the telephone calls that are flooding in at the moment, there's no rest. It's going to keep coming in, which is all welcomed.
Well, learning to take risks is a really important part of being a good business person. Have you taken on any new staff, or do you have some plans to?
Yeah, so recently we've taken on a chap called Mark, and he has had motorhome experience, but more importantly, he has motorhome construction experience. So that helps us, because we can't just presume. It's the same with taking a car apart. They are put together mostly by robots, whereas motorhomes are very strange the way they're put together. They're made with a frame and built up from the sides, and then metal put over the top. They're not really designed to be taken apart. So installing new equipment has meant that we've had to learn a whole new practices, or more practices, and then with Mark on board that's going to be motorhome trained, we're then learning stuff with the other members of staff here. But as and when, because we're only a small business, and these days with overheads ever increasing, I have to be wary of taking on members of staff. But I do definitely, hopefully in 2022, we'll be looking at more specifically trained areas, but it's not the same as going to a recruitment agency and finding a member of staff, because this is bespoke work we do.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for Mark, who is not a robot. It all sounds great. If there are people listening and they want to maybe see a little bit more about what you do you have any work on Instagram or Facebook that we could look at?
Well, more so. So YouTube, our YouTube channel for Advanced In-Car has got over 23,000 subscribers. Recently, we have taken on and set up a Motorhome Retrofits YouTube channel, which is obviously very much in its infant stages at the moment, but more and more subscribers are coming on every month. And what we do like to do is, it doesn't matter whether we're dealing with a 20-year-old or an 80-year-old. Everybody likes to watch videos on YouTube of products that we do and how to, just in case they want to do it themselves. So, yeah, we do Facebook, we do Instagram, and we've got our own website as well. But, yes, YouTube for any and all products. And if anybody wants to get in touch for a quote, then they can do through our website, Motorhome Retrofits.
James, I'll be in touch about my VW Golf parking assist. Thank you so much for being with us here on BBC Radio Solent. That was James Harris of Motorhome Retrofits, and what a great story he has to tell of his business during the pandemic.